Hello, this is Mr. Harrison, and I'd like to make a quick video showing you how to get started with second semester programming. So you should know what the announcements page is, and you should be logged on to Blackboard. What you want to do is go to the resources, and I've tried to put this in order of the way you want to download and make this stuff work. I found that Internet Explorer works better than, say, Google Chrome, because you can right-click and then save target. Save target as. So what I've done is I've made a folder in my documents, so libraries, documents, I've made a folder just for this class. There's nothing in it yet because I need to save this stuff in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is save in the WinZip file. So hit save. And you may get windows about running security scan or things like that. And you can see it's in there. It's an executable. So if I double click on it, you might get a warning. You want to go ahead and run it, and it'll be put into program files, and that's fine. Finish. Okay, so now we can do 7-zip. So if you can't find the icon, you can go to the search and just type a 7 in your file manager, and it will probably be the first thing to come up. If you haven't used a zip before, this works like a window pane. It shows you what's going on there. You can see that it automatically opened the window that it came from, and this is used to extract files. More on that in a little bit. The next thing we want to do is download the JDK. So I put a link here that goes to the Oracle website. Oracle owns Java right now. They have everything for free pretty much, and all the resources you need. You want to get the JDK for Windows 64. Here's the JDK. If we click on it after accepting, you'll see that. What you want to do is hit save as so you know where it goes. Just wants to put in the users. Alright, we'll put it there. So if we go to that users folder, there's the JDK. It's an executable, you have to run it. And I've done this ahead of time, but otherwise you're going to get this download information, and like I said, direct it to that Java folder. On our list is the books and the Java files and the jcreator. So we are going to again go back to save target as, and we're going to be putting them in that folder we made just for this class. And I'm going to hit save. And zip files save really quickly, so we should be able to get these done pretty fast, and it automatically goes to my last folder. Save target as. Again, save. Okay, so now we are going to go back to our Windows 7, and you can see these are here. So you want to open them through the extractor, okay, and then you will hit extract, and then it tells you where might you want to put these, and we are going to put them in the very same folder. So we'll hit OK. And then if we go up a level, this works just like a folder. We can go up a level. We can see that those documents are now here. So you can see that zip files is a very nice way to transfer files quickly, and it's not that much of a hassle to get them back. So we've done the books. Here's your books, the different PDFs, and then the pacing guide for the semester. We need to get the files, so we're going to extract them. It's going to be the same process. If we go up a level, you'll see now we have the jar, and we have the basic bug and bug runner Java files that we'll need later. And the last thing we're going to do is the jcreator. So we're going to hit that, and if you actually just double click on it, it'll go right into the installation wizard. And go ahead and launch it now that we're done. A tooltip always comes up, just close it, and then you should see this general screen. You can close the splash, and if you don't have these three panes, just click on those three buttons and they'll pop up. Okay, well, we don't have a workspace yet, so let's make one. So we go File, Blank Workspace, and we're going to title this thing Semester 02. We like to use 2-digit numbers on anything we might make more than 10 of. Okay, this is automatically set up to users, Josh, blah, blah, blah. I want it to go to that same folder. Sorry, desktop, libraries, documents, and my documents, and then the AP right there. Okay. So now you can see the correct path. Users, Josh, documents, AP Science. You hit finish, and it makes a workspace. Now workspaces are blank. There's nothing here. You think of it like a desktop where all your projects sit. So we need to add a new project. I'm just going to do a very quick one to give you a refresher. So empty project, we'll hit next. I'm going to call this one Hello Class. Finish. And we got to hit finish again. And then it's in blue. That means this project's active, but I click on it and nothing happens because there's no files in the project. So we need to add a class. So add new class. We'll call this driver. We can go ahead and make it public. And if you want, you can even generate a main method. And it will hit finish. Notice it's in the correct folder. You always want to double check that. Finish. Now we don't do all this commenting, so we can get rid of those. And me personally, I really like the curly braces to be lined up. So I'll click there, hit return, make sure everything's lined up, get rid of this extra white space here. So I really like my curly braces to be lined up so I can see what's nested inside. Public static void main string args. You could also put the square brackets over here, and it works the same way. So let's just make sure this is set up correctly. So we'll say system.out.println hello class. And then the speed keys are F7 to build. And if we've installed the JDK correctly, this is going to just be complete. If we did not, and you can't find the JDK, an error message will pop up in the center here. You'll have to go and navigate to the place where you installed the JDK. It's probably in that Java folder that we talked about before. So since that's working, F5 should execute the program. It says process complete, hello class. If you have errors or something, you want to fix that as you go. Alright, let's set up our very first bug file. So what we're going to do is right click on the workspace, and we're going to add new project, empty project, and we're going to call this buglab 1. 01. We're going to make more than 10 bug labs, so use a 2-digit numbering system because we won't make more than 100. So we'll hit finish after double checking all those. And finish. So this process is going to be a little different. Notice hello class is no longer blue because it's not active. Your most recent one's active. If I want to go back to hello class, you right click and you'd say set as active. It turns blue, and that means this is the one that will compile. Go back to buglab 1, set as active, and now this is the one that will compile. We're going to be modifying the same files over and over again, and we already have those files if you've followed directions so far. So we're going to add existing files. Now where these files are, if you hit up, they are right here in the basic bug, and you can hold control and click on them both, basic bug and basic bug runner. That's where they're at. And all we had to do is hit up because the folder we're doing is inside because of how we told the directory to build. And we want to go ahead and add them both in, add. So now if we click this drop down, we can see we have 2 files. I like to close any classes I'm not currently have. Driver was a part of hello, so it's not something I'm working on. So if I double click it on these Java files, it'll bring up the code, and you can see some code's already been provided. This one's really blank and generic, and this one is holding the main method, and it has a few more things going on. Just to make sure you understand how that file system's working, let's go back and look at documents and AP Computer Science here. So you can see that I've put in all my files, I've extracted my books, and I've extracted the files I needed, the grid world, which we haven't got to yet. I'm about to use this one, and then these 2 bug files. And then you can see that because I set my workspace to look at this folder, libraries, documents, AP Computer Science, off of the desktop, then it automatically is putting everything together in one place. Alright, so now let's go back to jcreator. If I hit F7 now, holy cow, we have tons of errors. The thing to notice is it says it cannot find a symbol and there's a package error. Okay, so what that means is the jar hasn't been set up yet. So we're going to go Project, Settings. It's at the bottom of the list. We can see the JDK is there, but when we go to Required Libraries, there isn't any. So we haven't done it yet. So we're going to go New, Add, and Archive. And if we've set everything right, it looks to the parent folder first, and it's going to go right to that jar. That's why we wanted to set up the workspace the way we did. So Grid World, hit Open. You'll notice we can't say OK yet. It's because we haven't given it a name. I like to call this the bug jar. You can give it any name you want, but it's a Java jar file, and bug jar sounds fun. So put that in there. Now, JDK, notice it's checked. We're going to look at the JDK, which we have to do. But we're also going to add the bug jar library. So hit OK. Now when we hit F7, process is complete, and we hit F5, you can see all this stuff is working, and this GUI is what we're going to manipulate. GUI stands for GUI, or Graphic User Interface. All of the buglabs, you will manipulate this code, and it'll cause this to behave differently. So let's look how it does normally. If we just click Run, the bug goes through these series of steps, and it leaves flowers that slowly decay and die. The rock doesn't do anything, but the bug won't walk through it, and the bug won't walk out of bounds. And we can change the speed. We can make him step slower. We can make him step faster. Okay? And the bug has very simple logic that says how he wants to run. Okay? And if we hit stop, he stops. And if we hit step, we could control one step at a time. And actually, this GUI is pretty nice. You can right-click in a square and make another bug, or right-click and make a rock. Okay? And all these things have to do with how the objects are set up. And we can make them both run, and they'll both do their thing. Notice the flowers are a different color on the bug. And if we stop that, we might be able to figure out why. Look at the main method really quickly. We have to make a world for the bugs to live in. We've made one bug. We've set that first bug, bug 1, it's the same as bug 1 here. We've set that color to orange. We can change the color of the bug to blue. And we can make the rock red. And why don't we put them right next to each other? So we're going to go 1, 4. Okay? So the world is adding our new blue bug to 1, 4, and the red rock to 1, 3. So if we hit F7, it'll compile, it'll check for errors, there are none, so F5. You'll notice we said 1, but it's in the second row. It's just like strings. This is the 0. This is the 0 row. And then columns are next. It runs how we'd expect, the blue flowers that slowly get darker, and the bug just runs around and runs into stuff and keeps moving until we stop him. Alright, well I hope that's enough to get you going. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or catch me on the Blackboard IM. Good luck and have fun.